K Divine, coming back with another quick message for you. And this one came to my spirit last night, right before I was going to bed, and I was like, I gotta write this down so I can do this in the morning. I don't want to way to work. And it's sad because it's like, the reason why I was coming up with this message was because I was just thinking about, I was listening to, other content creators and, people talking about how people did you dirty, and how then, some are coming back, and some of them, are going into hiding because, they don't want to come in contact with you because they're embarrassed by the things that they did. They're embarrassed by things that they said about you because they know that they're a liar. They counted you out when they really shouldn't have. Like, they really should have believed that you were something different, and they chose not to. So, but the message that came through for me was, you needed protection, but you got exploitation. So when we're dealing with narcissistic individuals, psychopathic, sociopathic individuals, that they make their main goal when it comes down to whoever I'm talking to in my collective, when it comes down to you, their main goal to destroy you. And when I say destroy, I really do mean like a lot of these people be wanting you to, they really want you to, your mental health to just completely decline, to the point where you think to yourself like, okay, I'd rather just go. I'm not strong enough. I'm not good enough to be here. Nobody likes me. And see, that's the reason why they smear your name, and they get people to look at you funny. They get people to turn their backs against you because they ultimately want you to feel like you're the problem, even though they know they're the problem. Because, people are going to form their own opinions about you regardless. But the thing about a lot of people in society is that they allow other people to shape their opinions. A lot of people don't do their own research and say, well, I didn't talk to that person myself, so when I talk to them, I'll see how I feel. There are people who have come in contact with you who believe the lies that were said about you. And because they fuck with the person who lied about you, they doubled down on their feelings. They doubled down. Because they're like, oh, wait, no, that person's terrible. Because, well, even though they know that person's a liar, they would much rather stand with who they like than stand with the truth. Because the truth always prevails. And all these people, I swear to God, every single last one of them end up looking dumb. In the end, they all look stupid. And so many, and this is, months and months ago, I made a message about how I was like, your enemies are fighting with each other. They're fighting one another right now. And they are. They're fighting each other because they don't have anything to stand on. And now they're pointing the finger. Y'all know the Spider-Man meme? They all look the same and they're like, who? You? Yeah. They're all pointing the finger at one another. Well, you said that this, and that, and oh, well, I went and did, because now these people, you got to understand, especially for those of you that have been like gang stalked. A lot of these people are committing crimes trying to get in contact with you, trying to stay relevant in your life, even though they're doing it covertly and indirectly by sending other people. They send their little minions to get information about you, and they'll have people watching you just to see what's up. And it's like, you needed protection from people like this, and yet you were treated like you are like the scum of the earth, like public enemy number one. You got exploitation instead of protection. And that's why some of the people who are going to try to come back now that you're in a better position, now that you're, back on your feet, now that, the worst of it all is over, there are going to be some people who are going to try to attach themselves to you. and they're gonna be like, oh no, I always was on your side. I just couldn't say anything because, well, I just didn't want to rock the boat and things like that. They're gonna try to make up all these excuses and pretend like they were always for you. Well, after the truth comes out, because and those are probably, to me, I feel like those people are more dangerous than the people who than the narcissist sometimes, because the people who can sit there and pretend like now all of a sudden they want to absolve themselves and then wipe their hands clean, like, oh no, I participated in this, but I only did it because I didn't want to be targeted next, as if that's supposed to make you feel better, as if that's supposed to make you feel like that's somebody that you want to have in your life. Like, so are you saying that because it's going to happen again? There's always going to be somebody that comes around in your life, especially if you're chosen. There's always going to be a person who just doesn't particularly care for you. However, they don't want to let you go. They're in secret competition with you. They need to be in your business. They need to know what your next move is so that they can try to outdo you. And they're going to tell other people negative things about you so that they look like the hero and you look like the villain. That's just what it is. And you got to be mature enough to know, like, people's opinions of you are irrelevant. People's opinions are fleeting. Like, somebody could literally love you today and hate your ass tomorrow. Look back at all the relationships that you've been in. How many of them started off, which the majority of our relationships do start off with very high energy with one another, being inseparable, talking to each other all the time. And then one day, after you start getting comfortable, things kind of go south, things go sour. And then you might end up really, really disliking that person and being like, what did I ever see in this person? Like, what was I thinking? Like, that's the reality of it. And a lot of these people, they should have protected you. And it's so crazy to me because it's like one person on the outside standing up to a bully can start a trend, because that's really all narcissistic people are. They're just big kid bullies. They pretend that they're so high and mighty because, oh well, I have all this power, well, I have this position, I have this title, I have this money, and I can do whatever I want to sabotage this person. Okay, but if they have one person who's like, hey, you really need to stop doing that, or you need to leave that person alone. Having one person do that can open up a door for other people who feel afraid to stand. And it's like, that's what I'm saying, like, you needed protection, but you got exploitation. You got a whole bunch of people who now claim that, oh well, I never liked, whoever your enemy is, well, I never liked them, and they were always rude and mean to me too, and I was afraid that I was gonna be the next target, so that's why I stayed away, I stayed out of it. Like I said, they make up these excuses. They make up all of these excuses, trying to make it seem as if they don't have any responsibility, but they do. You got exploited because because we just have some really sick people. We have some really sick people. There's people out here who truly believe that they are untouchable. They believe that no matter what they do, they will never suffer the consequences. And this is the thing about you, though. Like, y'all are karma. You are the one that when you walk into people's lives, you're the one that's going to determine how and when karma starts rolling in for them. Because the minute that those people start doing you dirty, it could be years and years and years and years and decades of them not getting caught for the things that they've done. It could be decades and generations of a family bloodline getting away with certain crimes, with doing things to people, and then coming in contact with you. oh Lord, they done fucked up for real. Like, just you alone, just the way that those people treat you alone messes their entire bloodline up. Anybody associated with whoever it is that was coming up against you is going to have a hard time. These people have no idea what the consequences of their actions are. Because it's not even just about what that person has done to you. It's also what they do to other people and how they maneuver in life. Like, at some point, all that stuff catches up with you. Karma's gonna come and pay you a visit. And when karma comes, karma doesn't just, it's not, especially for a lot of these really, really narcissistic, evil people, karma doesn't come around and then it's just one thing, one bad thing happens. No, karma will stay for a while, where you just have what they would consider a string of bad luck for a really long time. And when I say long time, I mean like years. Like, they just can't get it together. Like, if they wanted you to be homeless and penniless, they're gonna end up homeless and penniless. But the universe not gonna let it happen all at once. They gonna let it happen slowly, so that those people can feel the pain. It's like they may lose wages in some way, like they may get demoted at their job or something, and then, you know, their ego gets the best of them, so then they like quit, you know, and so then they don't have any income, and then, you know, maybe they get some other jobs, but they don't have the same power that they used to. They can't use the same tactics that they used to, and, you know, they don't have the same rapport with this new group of people like they did before. They don't have the same lackeys that they had behind them, because they're not at the same place anymore. So slowly but surely, they have no leg to stand on. They don't have credibility. They don't even have good references, because nobody wants to talk to them. Then eventually, they're not really able to find a job where they can perform and fake it, and people believe they're bullshit. And then what happens? And they can't work, or they give up. Then they start losing money. Some of them will start doing drugs. Some of them will start doing all different types of crazy stuff just to try to cope with what's going on. And it's crazy. Sorry y'all. I'm trying to stay out the sun, or in between the sun, so you can see. These people are crazy out here, the way that they be pulling out in front of cars. I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of them. But karma's gonna pay them a visit, and you got exploited. You got exploited because you had some selfish people around you. And I'm just here to let you know that it's gonna be okay, and these people will get what's coming to them. They'll get what they deserve. Like, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. You gotta pay the piper at some point. You gotta pay the piper. So, with all that being said, I love you all very much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for stopping by. I love you guys. It's your girl, K Divine, and I'll see you later.